Okay.
Department heads can turn their cameras back on again.
Just want to start off by saying good morning to everybody and welcome to the 27th City of Cambridge Outstanding Employee Awards in the first virtual ceremony. Today's a great day in the City of Cambridge, and really would like to congratulate all our awardees. The men and women we recognize today are examples of high-quality and dedicated employees who work for this city. I can see that for each of these employees, this is not a job, but truly a passion. More importantly, the public can see it. To be the best customer service possible that we provide every day to our residents. I am proud of your accomplishments. Your colleagues are proud of your achievements, and you should be proud of your contributions you have made to this city. I do want to note that today's awardees represent a total of 265 years of public service to the City of Cambridge. This is remarkable, and the type of dedication should not go unmentioned. Joining us today are department heads, fellow employees, invited guests, and most importantly, your families. They are here today to recognize each of you. To the family and friends of the awardees, thank you for your support that you provide our employees. At times, the city work demands a lot from all of us, and we would not be able to accomplish or have the success we have without all of you. Thank you. I want to recognize the department heads that have joined us today. What makes Cambridge a special place to work in close collaboration and support among department heads and employees. I would like to also acknowledge members of the City Council that have joined us today, and in a few moments I will have Mayor Siddiqui say a few words and introduce her colleagues. And finally, I want to thank all of you, the employees, and the past winners that are joining us virtually today to celebrate this 2021 Outstanding Employee Award ceremony. The dedication and passion of our workforce as demonstrated, especially over the past year, is second to none. I'm proud to say that the success of our COVID response, being a green community, keeping our residents safe, is a direct result of the efforts of all the city employees, and it's something we should be incredibly proud of. So I just want to say to all our employees, thank you. Now I'm going to turn it over to the mayor to say a few words, and we're fortunate in this city to have a mayor who works very closely with the city manager, especially in this COVID time, and I think we've done a great job as a team, and I'm so happy to have her say a few words today, so I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Siddiqui.
Thank you, City Manager. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. Congratulations to the recipients of this year's Outstanding City Employee Award. This past year, as has been mentioned, has been so difficult in our city's history. So being honored as an outstanding employee during this time shows your deep commitment and hard work in public service and your resilience during a year of personal and professionally difficult and uncertain moments, and your ability to keep positive outlook for your team and for your residents during a time they needed it the most. The individuals who received this award this year were not surprising to me. I've had the honor of working alongside many of you on the issues that are near and dear to my heart, or have collaborated with you on strategy to keep residents safe and healthy and supported during the pandemic. For example, my office has worked closely with Angela weekly, sometimes daily, to make sure the Mayor's Disaster Relief Fund donors were updated and acknowledged. I talked with Maura Penzack probably every day in those beginning days of the pandemic to find ways to keep our residents housed during the public health and economic crises. And Naomi Stevens, my go-to person if I need anything council meeting related or a good cry. It only happened a few times. I'm so proud to work for the City of Cambridge, and even prouder of the people I work with. So I really want to thank you all, each and every one of you, for your commitment and the many, many hours you've put into the work. It has not gone unnoticed, and I'm so glad you're being honored today for your dedication. So congratulations for being chosen as a 2021 Outstanding City Employee. And with that, I'll ask Councillor Toomey to speak, and then we can start with my other colleagues on the council. Councillor Toomey?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and congratulations to all our awardees this morning. This is a great day to give recognition to outstanding employees. First, I'd like to congratulate and express my appreciation to all of the recipients for rising up and performing exceptionally during a truly historic year. To the award winners and all other staff in the city, I have to say I'm amazed at the adaptive solutions and relentless dedication that you've delivered to keep the city running. Government certainly doesn't stop, and our staff has continued to provide services, resources, and support to our community in a time of adversity. These acts of passion and selflessness is really what defines our successes. I'd like to give a very special shout out to Naomi Stephen for her patience and diligence in helping and guiding me with the new technology that's certainly been required during this pandemic. Thank you, Naomi. I also want to give a shout out to Alice Trafoni. The Trafoni family has been a long time family and friends of mine for many years. And so I'd like to also recognize Alice. Certainly we couldn't do our jobs without you. And I have to thank everyone for their help during this past year. Thank you very much. And congratulations to you and all your families. Thank you.
Councilor Simmons?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm unmuted. Thank you, Madam Mayor. First of all, congratulations to each person that is getting this award on our 27th year, but our first year, and I hope our last year of Zoom. You know, Thomas Paine says, these are the times that try men's souls, and this could not be more appropriate for the time that we have been this last year. But you folks, you have clearly been the wind underneath our wings. You have stood up, you stood tall, you've worked overtime every time and all the time to make sure that our city receives a quality of services unparalleled. There are some people there I see that I have a special affinity toward because I know them so well. Again, Naomi Stefan, who's going to probably take me as a tax deduction soon because she sees me so often, or Angela Bratway, one of Cambridge's own, or Etta, who, you know, just warms up a room. Commissioner Bard and Devin, Commissioner, you came to Cambridge and you might have probably rethought that several times, but we're glad that you're here. And Devin, I'm not going to call you up to say, I used to know you when you were just but you have matured and developed into an incredible individual. Tanya Ford, Maria McCauley, Maura Penzack, again, you know, I've called her so many times, you know, and I have to apologize in advance, Maura, when I say talk me off the ledge, because she has been there just to lift up not only me, but so many people that come to us for services and just support. To your families, I want to thank your families especially for lending you to us, to putting up with the times that you get the calls from the manager, or from the council, or from a constituent that needs your service, not right now or immediately. I think of Eni in terms of her job trying to get the word out to so many communities, or I just don't want to get into naming people, because first of all, I can't see everybody on the screen, but I just want you to know that it's because of you. The work of the city council is so much easier than it would be, that you are our brightest stars. And I just want you to know, to you and to your family, that each of you in your own way are our stars. And we, the city council and the community, will be the sky that holds you. Congratulations.
Vice Mayor Mallon?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have to say that this award ceremony is always one of the bright spots of my year. It's really such an opportunity for us to celebrate and lift up the many city employees that come to this work every single day. And I'm just, as Councilor Simmons said, I'm so sad that we're not all gathered together, because it is always such a festive and celebratory event with your families, and it's just such a nice opportunity. So here's hoping that this is the last Zoom Outstanding City Employee Awards forever. So I just wanted to take a moment and say congratulations, first and foremost, but most of all, thank you. Thank you to all of you who have put your heart and your soul into the last 15 months working for the residents of this city and ensuring their health, their safety, and their sanity. You have all brought your best selves to this work each and every day. You have prioritized the residents of this great city, sometimes probably over your own families. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. This has been a tremendously difficult year for so many people, personally, professionally, very, very difficult. But the sun is shining, the flowers are blooming, people are getting vaccines, and we are here celebrating some of the finest city employees that we have. And I'm really, really proud and honored to be here today. Congratulations to each and every one of you and to your families. And again, thank you so much for your dedication, your tireless dedication to this city and its residents.
Councillor Nolan.
Thank you. So can you just say ditto, ditto, ditto to everything the mayor, Councillor Toomey, Councillor Simmons, and the vice mayor just said, because they expressed so eloquently so much of what I was thinking and wanted to convey. So I won't repeat that. I will acknowledge I don't know all of you. I want to know all of you. I can't wait to meet more of you in person when this is over. And I have certainly, even though I don't know you, I've certainly heard of your work in various ways across the city. As has been said before, and we need to reiterate time and time again, it is really important to step back, celebrate, take time, and to acknowledge what has gone on. And it's the last 15 months. And it's also, for some of you, the many decades before that I am so appreciative of as a Cambridge resident and now as a city councilor. I also want to say something that hasn't been said in case there was a tiny shred of doubt in any of you. Not everyone nominated even got this award. You were selected. There was a lot of people in this city. There are many hundreds who work really hard, and you really were lifted up and selected because of your work. So I want to let you know that. And all of you, as well as other employees, are really the key reason why this city is an amazing place to live, an incredible place. I have the opportunity. My kids are native-born Canterburyans. I don't think they ever want to live anywhere else, mostly because of the kind of work that you and others do. And I want to thank the city manager for putting this on, all of his staff, and also the mayor and my colleagues who have informed me about all of your work as we do our work together. So congratulations, thank you, and party on.
Thank you to my colleagues who were able to attend today on behalf of the City Council. City Manager?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank our council for all the support they've given us through the years. We have 20 recipients today of the City Manager's Award, 21. We had over 100 applications, nominations, so it was a difficult selection because we have so many great employees. But this first award is somewhat special, especially for me, who spent many a day in the Revenue and Treasury Division before I was City Manager. And I just want to recognize that team who, while I was there as Finance Director, was incredible with the residents of this city, often in difficult situations. And I think they know how much I appreciated all the support they've given me through the years. So I just want to give them a shout out. But now let's start with Angela Bratway. She joined the Finance Department as a cash reconciliation analyst in August of 2017. She is hardworking, conscientious, and detail-oriented. And after learning all the aspects of the cash management and the revenue side of the city finances, in 2019 was appointed as the Manager of Revenues and Collections. Angela is committed to proving the highest level of customer service each and every day. The Revenues and Collection Division is responsible for handling receipts from multiple revenue sources, overseeing the cashier's window at City Hall, and issuing approximately 190,000 bills and notices annually. Angela has helped lead the Finance Department efforts to streamline revenue reporting to eliminate duplication in paper transactions. Her ability to quickly master electronic payment applications and related revenue safeguards was instrumental in implementing new systems for the Traffic and Parking Department and the Department of Public Works, whether she is working internally with other city departments or externally with Cambridge residents. Angela's dedication and team spirit comes true. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, Angela took the lead to ensure that the city's revenue services and operations did not miss a beat. In fact, Angela was at the desk at City Hall every day in the early months of COVID-19 shutdown. She coordinated on-site and remote staff assignments and worked with the department to issue remote workstations for other finance staff while overseeing property tax, motor vehicle excise, water and sewer bills, and ensuring that resident inquiries were answered promptly throughout the shutdown. Angela also updated the department's website and the online payment system to comply with emergency state legislation, working with the city staff and external credit card processors to extend billing due dates and waive various fees quickly. On top of all of this, Angela coordinated in reporting of $5 million in donations to the Mayor's Disaster Relief Fund, helping to effectively distribute funds to some of the city's most vulnerable residents that were impacted by this pandemic. Angela has so many awesome qualities that it makes her a perfect recipient of the Outstanding City Employee Award, but her kindness and positive attitude are at the top of the list. She is always willing to help, and she provides a fresh perspective of the finance department, for the finance department. Angela, you are truly an asset. Congratulations, and I'm going to have you say a few words. Angela? And I guess what we're going to do is, when the 20 recipients are done, we'll make a large round of applause for all of them. How's that sound? So, Angela, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. DePasquale, and congratulations to all of this year's recipients. I never anticipated being nominated, let alone being named an outstanding employee. The past year and a half has truly taken a toll on all of us. There were multiple times that I felt like I was barely holding it all together, like the last button on a shirt that suddenly seems too tight, probably from gaining the quarantine 15. I never anticipated this, but today I am proud, I'm humbled, and I'm grateful. I started with the city around 4 years ago after leaving the private sector, and I have never looked back. I knew it was the right move for me, and the pandemic only reinforced that sentiment. From the stacks of diapers in the basement to the Star Market gift cards to stuffing and mailing disaster relief checks, I felt like I was able to do my small part to help others. I'm so appreciative of this nomination, but individual success rarely occurs without group success, and I wouldn't be here without the support of the entire finance department. The women and men that I work with each day are like no other. Whatever comes their way, they handle it and keep moving forward. Thank you to David and Michelle. Thank you to all of the treasurettes, as we sometimes call ourselves. And thank you to the entire City of Cambridge employee family.
Thank you. Okay, our next award winner is a familiar face to many. Devon Brooks, Police Officer, Cambridge Police Department. Officer Brooks has been a member of the Police Department since 1995. In his current role as a Youth Resource Officer in the Family Service Unit, Officer Brooks is assigned to 3 schools, the Graham Park School, the Baldwin School, and the Haggerty School, and is a beloved member of each of these school communities, and has truly become an important part of the staff of these schools. He's looked upon as a mentor for students in each of his schools and has been cited in school newsletters as being an integral part of the learning community, as we all know. I especially know as many of his friends from Graham Parks are watching us as we speak today. Officer Brooks has also played an important role in the Safety Net program, which aims at diverting youth away from the criminal justice system. Prior to the pandemic, Officer Brooks was also assigned to the Gately Youth Center, where he spent time building relationships with older youth in the North Cambridge neighborhood. Since the beginning of the pandemic, Officer Brooks continues to make significant contributions by supporting the department efforts to provide shelter to unhoused community in the Cambridge community affected by the pandemic throughout his work, first at the War Memorial Temporary Shelter and then at the Transition Wellness Center. Officer Brooks' ability to quickly build relationship has played and helped the department build trust between residents who lived in the neighborhood of the War Memorial and the department. Officer Brooks goes above and beyond his assigned duties and is always willing to do whatever is asked of him. His warm personality, positive attitude, and strong relationship in the community are only some of the reasons that make him an outstanding city employee. Officer Brooks, thank you and congratulations. Turn it over to Officer Brooks.
Thank you, City Manager. Thank you for the nomination. I'm not sure who did it for me. This is a great honor. I feel honored to be amongst the other 19 recipients. I haven't really prepared a speech because this was going to surprise to me. But all I want to say is thank you Commissioner Bard, for giving me the opportunity here at the police department. And to all my friends at the Grammar Parks, I will see you guys soon. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Our next award winner is, you know, I started in 1975, and there's not a lot of us who are still working who started around that time, but the next person is Billy William Canal, Assistant Distribution Manager, Water Department. Billy's 44-year career started with the city in June of 1976. Bill began his service with the City of Cambridge Hospital and transferred to the Water Department as a laborer in February in 1986. During his 33 years with the Water Department, he has been promoted from laborer to MEO1/labor, Water Systems Maintenance Craftsman, MEO1 Working Supervisor, Distribution Supervisor, and finally in his current position of Assistant Distribution Manager. Throughout the pandemic, Billy hasn't skipped a beat, and he has continued to perform as a liaison between the departments, the emergency response team, and has been exemplary in the work he has conducted. He is on call every other week and has assisted in supervising on many emergency water main or service breaks over the last 12 months. He has a phenomenal amount of institutional knowledge and has worked diligently over the years to convert that knowledge through our engineering division into the GIS mapping of the distribution and transmission system. An area of special interest knowledge for Bill is the 7 miles of pipe and conduit that conveys water from our upcountry reservoirs to Fresh Pond. He knows the conduit and is extremely helpful with development projects in and around the conduit, which is the lifeline of our water system. Billy's outstanding customer service to residents and businesses of Cambridge is something that must be acknowledged. His response with patience and understanding to each and every call is something that makes him an exceptional employee. Bill, we want to thank you for all your work and congratulate you on being an outstanding city employee. Thank you. Billy?
All right, Lou. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Come from a kind person like you. We've been around a long time, haven't we?
Yes.
But I really want to thank everybody for this award. I mean, it's so not me. I like to be in the back, stand in the back of everything. And when something happens, I like to be at the forefront. But you're only as good as what you're around, the people that you work around. And there's so many people here. And Sam Corder, thank you very much for helping me out with this, and all the guys around me. I mean, we're in good hands here with guys like Rich Hawley, Steve Lush, and the leader, Mark Gallagher, who has made my life easy here. But it's been a long road, and I think more excited about this whole thing is my 91-year-old father who found out about everything. Because I'm not one to go around saying anything, but he's in rehab and he's excited as can be. But to my family who, put up with me all these years, midnight calls, 2 in the morning, it's been tough. It's been a long road. But I really appreciate it, Lou, and thank you very much for everything. And I know my time's winding down here, almost ready to walk out, but it's a future thing. But thank you very much. I appreciate everything. And congratulations to everybody.
Thank you, Billy. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Lou.
Okay, our next winner, Katerina Carter Morales, Senior Clerk Typist, Election Commission. Katerina Carter Morales worked for the city during the summers of 2008 and 2009 in the Mayor's Summer Youth Employment Program. In 2012, she was hired as a temporary clerical aide in the Election Commission, and in 2018 was promoted to her present position of Senior Clerk Typist. Katerina has shown strong leadership skills and initiative during the first vote by the mail process in Cambridge during the 2020 fall election. Her commitment to providing the best customer service to voters who've decided to participate in the vote-by-mail process was remarkable. On the direction of her supervisors, Katerina took charge of developing innovations and creating solutions to successfully meet deadlines and to process thousands of vote-by-mail ballots. She demonstrated an amazing ability to work as a team as well as a lead. Anything that was asked of her was completed successfully throughout the process. She made sure her work was completed in a timely and efficient manner. Katerina worked every day and evening to making sure data entry was completed and that the vote-by-mail ballots were prepared and ready to be mailed out. She even made sure the ballots were delivered to the post office every day. Katerina supervised staff assignments and followed up to make sure they were completed, and she continues to show outstanding dedication and drive. She was the first one in the office and the last one to leave every day. Regardless of how busy she was, when the phones were ringing nonstop, she would answer them. When a resident was in the office, she was always helpful and always had a positive attitude and a smile for everyone. Catalina is one of those behind-the-scenes employees that's great at her job and gets it done. She has a true understanding of what it means to be an outstanding employee, and I want to thank her and congratulate her on this award. And I will tell you, nothing makes me happy to be someone who came up from the Mayor's Summer Job Program to now be an Employee of the Year. So congratulations, and I'm going to have her say a few words.
Thank you so much, Louie. I just want to say that it's an honor to receive such an important award. I thank everyone that took part in the early voting experience and helped me overcome our first mass mail-in of over 35,000 ballots. I appreciate all of my seniors and my colleagues. Without their motivation and teamwork, winning this award would have been impossible. I'm overwhelmed to be recognized for my hard work and dedication, and I'm very thankful to be an employee of the City of Cambridge. So thank you again.
Thank you and congratulations. Okay, our next award winner is Michael Desantis, System Administrative Manager, Information Technology Department. Mike began his career with the city in 2006 as an information systems specialist for the Cambridge Police Department. In 2016, he transferred to the IT department, where he has been a valued leader and a team member. Mike is consistent and purpose-driven, a leader who remains calm under pressure. He is also a tenacious problem solver and works long and late hours without any compliment of whatever it takes to do to helping others in the department. Over the past year, Mike has performed outstanding work and demonstrated the highest level of commitment to the city. During the COVID pandemic, Mike and his team rolled out multi-factor authorization to make sure that enormous work was done at a high level of security, while allowing it to be safer to access critical city systems and resources while working remotely. Mike has always been a critical leader when its network experienced a server outage or any other problem. In early March, he ensured a careful and deliberate approach to help diagnose and solve the network problems. He kept other staff focused and in good spirits during a very difficult period and after hours and hours of weekend work, including 2 all-night efforts. Mike has taken more detailed notes and tracked more activities to inform root cause analysis and recommended changes once the server and outage was resolved. Then, after all his work on the server outage, Mike and his team spent yet another weekend working to perform critical system maintenance work so that an important city telephone upgrade project could continue to be scheduled. Mike once again carefully planned and executed his work without a complaint or fanfare. Mike truly goes above and beyond to improve the city's IT services. He has an unrelentless drive to get things done, and he is outspoken when it needs to make sure an order is delivered at the highest quality of service possible. Mike consistently performs exceptional work, but also under tremendous pressure, and he does it all with good humor and a smile. Mike, thank you for all you do keeping the city's IT system safe, and congratulations. Mike?
Thank you so much, Mr. DiPasquale, the city mayor, and the city council, and city leadership. I appreciate your recognition. Additionally, I would like to congratulate my fellow outstanding city employees. I'm humbled to be recognized alongside such great individuals. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my team, David O'Connor, Alex Lambert, Liz Mary Mazzarella, and Kevin Huynh. Even though this job can be challenging, you make it look easy for me. The main reason I am successful in this role is because of your continued support to our end users and your dedicated work ethics. Whether we're working on a small project or doing 48-hour shifts combating an outage, this team never loses its composure and always stays cool, calm, and collective. It just goes to show our team gel is unmatched, and your dedication and professionalism are truly remarkable. It's an honor to have such an amazing team, and I share this award with you. To Mike Dugas, Eric Belford, Pat McCormick, and David Kale, your leadership qualities motivate others to give their best performance. You never dodge your responsibilities, and you always maintain the necessary composure for a smooth work environment. Thank you for motivating and guiding the IT team to accomplish their goals and objectives for the city. I'd also like to give a big thanks to Raina Charles. I know you're out there. I say it to you all the time. This IT department does not run without you. You are the glue that keeps us together. Thank you for always having a cheerful demeanor and a positive attitude. I'd also like to thank the rest of the IT staff and system managers. Loyal and dedicated employees like yourselves are the foundation to a successful department. Keep up the outstanding work. And last but not least, I'd like to give my dearest thank you to my wife, Katy, who has to hold down the fort with our 3 little children when I'm working on a technical outage or an after-hours upgrade. I think my mother said it best recently in a text message. And to give it context, I sent her a picture of the award I got in the mail. And before she even congratulated me, she created a group chat, which is pretty ironic because I don't even think she knows how to turn on a computer. So she said, she immediately added my wife. And she said, Katy, Michael's success is your award to you too. You give him the backup he needs to be successful. You always keep the home fires burning. You're an amazing wife and best friend of Michael. You always support him 100%. I love you, with 2 kissy face emojis. So I replied to her and said, geez, did I get the award or my wife? But everything she said holds true. So again, thank you, Mr. DePasquale, City Leadership, and the City Council. I truly appreciate the acknowledgement.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, our next award winner is Kathleen Penny, Manager of Collection Services at the Cambridge Public Library. The Cambridge Public Library is frequently complimented on its many materials and offerings. What is not always recognized is the immense amount of work that happens behind the scenes to make those offerings possible. One of the people most worthy of recognition for that is the work of the Manager of Collection Services, Katy. Katy Penny joined the Cambridge Public Library as a staff librarian in September 2008 and was officially promoted into a role of Manager of Collection Services in April 2015. Katy has played an important leadership role in establishing and maintaining the excellence of the Cambridge Public Library collection during her time with the city. In a normal year, the library distributes 450,000 holdings, which circulate approximately 1.7 million times to library patrons. I'm going to say that again, 1.7 million times to library patrons. During the pandemic, Katy has been an outstanding leader in responding to the unprecedented impacts on the library services. Thanks to her expert project management, the library was able to smoothly resume collection services following the spring 2020 shutdown. Katy came up with a plan to receive, store, and process backloaded deliveries while ensuring the safety and the staff compliance with social distancing requirements. Katy also has been a leader in our ongoing outreach efforts to increase access to physical books for vulnerable population during the pandemic. She coordinated the purchase of books given away to youth at the community partner sites and to adults experiencing homeless at a temporary emergency shelter. She is also part of the core management team that successfully launched the contact hold pickup at the main library in June of 2020. Some examples of Katy's work, other outstanding projects worked on that she is actively involved in, is the library's anti-racism equity plan and inclusion initiative, the team involved in the planning for libraries with the community partners such as My Brother's Keeper and the preparation and planning of the Hive, the planning for opening day collections in the New Valenti branch, in the STEM initiative. While Katy's job mostly puts her behind the scenes, she is still passionate about and being involved with public service. Katy regularly works frontline shifts to sharpen her skills and hear directly from the public about what materials they are most interested in seeing this collection. Katy, thanks for all you do and congratulations on this award. Katy?
Thank you. I want to thank you all for recognizing me as outstanding city employee. I'm one of those fortunate people who gets to say that I love what I do. I love selecting the library materials. I love building collections. I love moving books and launching branches and creating STEAM kits. I love it all. I love that I get to do it for a community that supports their libraries proudly and emphatically. I love that I get to do it for a city who never wavers in their support. And I love that I get to do it with a staff who commit each and every day to our mission of welcoming all, inspiring minds, and empowering community. The library staff inspire me each and every day to be the best librarian, manager, and human that I can be. I feel a warm embrace when I come to work each day, and I'm so, so grateful. I want to thank the library staff for being awesome and amazing. You make it all look so easy. I particularly wish to thank my team, Collection Services. You all work so hard, and your commitment and dedication to our communication cannot be overstated. Thank you for making each day a joy to come to work, especially this past year when finding joy was tricky at times. Thanks to my leaders, Joy, Jason, and Maria. Your guidance and leadership have allowed me to grow leaps and bounds, both as a librarian and a leader, and I am so grateful for your support, your patience, and for continuing to see my potential. Thanks to my husband, Chris, to my best friends, Jason and Lisa. They provide the support and strength that make me a better me. And to my parents and in-laws, who I believe are present here today, thank you for giving me the foundation on which I've built my career, a commitment to community, hard work, dedication, and just loving what you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kathleen, and I knew I was going to mess up some names today, so I apologize. That was
That's
an
okay.
easy one, so thank you. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Thank you.
Okay, our next award winner is Mara Penzack, Housing Liaison in the Executive Office. And I just want to start off, I'll go off script for a second, but we took a long time to hire this position because we knew how important it was, and we wanted to make sure we had the right person. And I just cannot thank Mara personally for all she's done in representing the manager's office in such an important matter as housing. So I just wanted to start off with that and give Mara a thank you. And we have many city employees who are very good at direct client services. We also have many city employees who are very good at developing policies for our work. But it is a special employee who excels in both. Mara, the city's manager's housing liaison, is definitely one of them. Mara jumped into her job with both feet. From the beginning, she built strong relationships with our city staff who are working on housing issues. She partnered with the multi-service center to provide outreach and support to tenants and buildings that were undergoing major changes or challenges by fires. She worked closely with the housing division at the Community Development Department on policy development in support of tenants and inclusionary units. With the pandemic hit, Mara was one of the key architects of the tenant funding through the Mayor's Disaster Relief Fund. Working with a team of people to ensure the availability of multilingual access and deep support for applicants, Mara has been a team that jumped into place immediately. The Housing Stabilization Fund, Mara played a critical role in supporting the city's tenants' rights and resources notification ordinance and this information and education residents about the state and city eviction moratorium. She has built a strong relationship with management companies, with the Housing Authority, and with a variety of nonprofit providers who are critical players in the city's efforts to support tenants and expand affordable housing opportunities. Her knowledge of housing-related issues runs deep, and her years of experience means that she has insight about issues and approaches to solve problems and is always thoughtful and practical. I am very proud to recognize her and again thank her for all the work she's done to help our most vulnerable population. Mara, congratulations, and congratulations on this award. Mara?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. City Manager. It's really an honor to work with and for you and with the incredible executive team and every team, CDD, DHSP, and everyone, IT. I've really had the joy of connecting with so many departments. ISD is amazing. So this has been a real honor. To be recognized for doing something you love along so many people that you respect in a place that you love with so many colleagues is really the gift in and of itself. And, you know, I've been fortunate to have worked with amazing people in my career and been part of incredible teams. But I can honestly say that what I've witnessed and experienced here in our city is unsurpassed. It's not just the what that's accomplished, but the how. The how that we're unwavering commitments of dedication to our work in our community, the how that got us through this pandemic from displacement of fires and individual crises, and the how that welcomes me and inspires me every day. I'm really honored to be a small part of what we do. And while I don't, I could call out everyone I've met who's been just incredible, but I do want to thank you, Mr. City Manager, for your trust and leadership. Mary Ellen and Francesca for always your incredible availability. Ellen for your guidance and wisdom. And Maria Mello, the Director of Multi-Service Center, for literally making space and being such a great partner. Thank you all, and thank you for inspiring me.
Thank you. Our next winner, Melissa Peters, Director of Community Planning at the Community Development Department. In 2015, Melissa was hired in the Community Development Partner as a land use project planner. From her first days on the job, she was thrown into a challenging role of project manager of the Envision Cambridge project. Managing this project at the same time as the Alewife District Plan tested all Melissa's skills. Her strong technical skills, her ability to work with colleagues and in a broader community to understand the core values, both of the organization and the community. Her collaborative nature, her ability to build partnerships with colleagues and community members, and her facility and expertise in community engagement. With an emphasis on reaching hard-to-reach populations, Melissa came through with flying colors. She successfully led a team of cross-disciplinary consultants, a team of internal city staff from multiple departments, and facilitated broad-based community engagement. Melissa did this with grace, good humor, patience, and respect for all voices. In 2018, she was promoted to Director of Community Planning, and she now leads the city's long-range planning, urban design, and public and open space planning endeavors. She is a selfless leader and supports her staff, encourages them in critical problem solving and in finding innovative ways to do their job and better serve the Cambridge community. Melissa is well respected among her peers, and in other communities she has served on the board of the Massachusetts chapter of the American Planning Association. Melissa is a certified urban planner from American Institute of Certified Planners in Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, Green Associates. She has been an active participant in the city's diversity committee and has taken leadership roles at CD's work to advance social and racial justice. Melissa, is a pleasure to work with you, and as always, you seem to provide what needs to make the highest level of customer service we can do. Bringing people together and elevating previously unheard voices is one of Melissa's strengths. Melissa, you are a true asset, not just to CDD, but to the city as a whole, and I am so pleased to give you this award. And on another note, as someone who also coaches, I hear she's a pretty good basketball coach as well. So, Melissa, thank you for all you do with the community.
Thanks, Louie, and congratulations to all my co-recipients. I'm very grateful for this award. It's been a tough year for everyone, and this recognition is really a testament to my team of dedicated and passionate planners. I especially want to thank Iram for her fearless leadership and her full support of our work at community planning. I love working for the city. This really is my dream job, and I'm honored to be in such great company. Congratulations to all, and thanks again.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay, our next winner is Crystal Rosa, Project Coordinator and Office Manager, Human Rights Commission, Commission of Immigrant Rights and Citizenship, in the Police Review and Advisory Board, and the Police Commission. Crystal started work for the city in September of 2015 as an administrative coordinator for CHRC, PRAB, and the Peace Commission. By June of 2016, Crystal's role has expanded to project coordinator and office manager due to her broad skills and talents, and because she's begun to support so many different operations. Crystal's organization skills are invaluable for all 4 commissions she serves. She attends 3 different evening meetings per month and coordinates the monthly City of Cambridge de novo Immigration Legal Screening Clinic. She also manages financial record keeping and payrolls for CERC and CHRC, helps design promotional materials, implements outreach efforts, updates commission websites, answers phones for all 4 commissions, and contact interviews for PRAB complaints. Pre-pandemic, Crystal went above and beyond her job description for all 4 commissions. During the pandemic, she has gone even further. She diligently manages her own projects while also supporting others. Crystal's co-workers are incredibly proud of the work she has done and credit her for keeping the office informed and running smoothly during this incredible difficult year. Crystal also serves the public with passion and purpose. In particular, she brings exceptional interpersonal skills and empathy to her work with Cambridge multicultural communities. Crystal treats everybody fairly, strives to continuously learn about other languages and cultures, and make sure commission services are inclusive and acceptable to all. Her fluent Spanish language and skills support the work of all 4 commissions, but are particularly valuable in the Clerk Legal Clinic, which serves many Spanish-speaking clients. Crystal amplifies strengths and talents that City hopes for all its workforce. She is a quintessential team player, bringing positive energy and enthusiasm to the varied aspects of her work. She works collectively with commissioners, city staff, and local nonprofits, and her customer service is top-notch. Crystal, especially during this time, your work has been exemplary. It is an honor to give you this award today and say thank you for all you've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager, for this recognition. I am deeply humbled. I want to thank you, the Office of the City Manager, the City Council, and all my colleagues for being the reason that I still have faith in government. To my office mates, I miss you dearly, and I thank you for being on the journey with me as we survived the trauma of the previous federal administration. I could not have gone through it without you. When I started my work with the city, I had recently moved here from Washington, D.C., and I was burnt out from being a civilian investigator of police misconduct. I left that career because I was feeling like a cog in an unstoppable machine in a department that was more interested in numbers and checking off boxes than the harm being caused to the community. I was becoming aware of how much implicit bias impacted my work and thrived in a system that considered itself colorblind. Much of the lens that informs my work was shaped after healing from that complicity. I believe that government is only as good as the people who work in it. I am thankful for the programs that we offer here, and I'm grateful to those who advocated for the Language Justice Working Group, for the Making Connections training, for the Domestic and Gender-Based Violence Prevention Initiative, the Office of the Housing Liaison, and the wonderful people who coordinate the community engagement team. You have been my teachers, my healers, and my thought leaders. Thank you for incorporating me into your work. When people who work in government become focused on maintaining power or position, government becomes self-interested, and the loss is felt by the community. Each one of us has the power to listen, to speak up, and speak out. Each one of us has the power to keep someone waiting or lean into kindness and compassion. We can be part of the problem, but after my years working for Cambridge, I am confident that we all want to be part of the solution. The people who reach out to our departments cannot be reduced to an intersection of demographics. They are my cousins working multiple jobs to stay afloat, and having time is a privilege on its own. The people we serve are like my maternal grandmother who left her children in Mexico to work in the US and struggled to navigate a system written in a different language and in an inaccessible education level. They are like my mother who worries to find affordable housing after leaving a multi-decade marriage, but does not know where to start because she's never had to turn to government for directions. They are like my father's father, a Vietnam veteran with a legitimate mistrust of institutions. The people we serve are ordinary people trying to live lives and somehow find themselves at our door, hoping we can make it easier for them to find information they are looking for. I receive each one like I would a member of my family, with the hope that someone is doing the same for them. I will continue to dedicate my energy and efforts towards equitable access to government and work to make sure that the information we provide does not become another barrier. I would like to correct the record and state that I am not here today because of my accomplishments alone. I could not have done anything that the city could be proud of had it not been for the integrity and dedication of my colleagues. I have the wonderful privilege of working with many departments and people at various levels of government. Each one of you contributes to helping me do my work effectively. Thank you to everyone at payroll, finance, budget, auditing, purchasing, personnel, IT, public works, the mailroom, CDD, DHSP, and of course, the communications team. You all have helped me learn how to get things done in the city. You all know who you are. Many thanks to you. And a special thanks to Nancy Schlachter for your trust and encouragement when I would come into your office saying, I have an idea. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. Our next winner is Naomi Stefan, Executive Assistant to the City Council, Council Office. Naomi was hired as Executive Assistant to the City Council in 2018 and hit the ground running by immediately looking for ways to improve office procedures and automate functions for a more effective office. She quickly developed great working relationship with her colleagues from other departments, the City Council, and their aides. Naomi has a wonderful, pleasant demeanor and a willingness to lend a helping hand to anyone who needs it. Especially noticed this year is done many of the transitions. Naomi has stepped up to meet all challenges without hesitation. I think the most important example of this is the transition to remote participation for City Council meetings and the Council committee meetings. She took a role as the moderator for a weekly council meeting and as well as for many council committee meetings, and has done it with patience and grace and has really kept this going. Naomi's always calm manner when handling sometimes difficult situations is noticeable and appreciated by those she works with. Naomi consistently shows her dedication to the city and its residents, providing the best customer service she can and never thinking twice about going above and beyond her job duties. Naomi is a true asset to the city. She has compassion, flair, skill, and common sense, all of which she uses daily for the betterment of the city. We are privileged to have her as part of our team, and it is an honor for me to give her an outstanding member of our award today. Naomi, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Mr. City Manager. And thank you, everyone. It's truly wonderful to be recognized with this award. I'm sincerely humbled to be in the company of the other honorees, many of whom I can say I saw every single day in 2020, and everyone was working really hard to make hard work look effortless. I want to, of course, thank anyone who nominated me and everyone who picked my name, because I truly think everyone deserves an award for this past year. This isn't an easy city to run on a normal day. And I say that because our citizens truly care about every single detail in Cambridge. So then you add a global pandemic, and still every single person who works for this city rose to the occasion, and people somehow managed to do even more, sometimes with less resources and definitely in scarier circumstances. I'm personally grateful for all the people who shared their wisdom, their expertise, a kind word, and their patience. And if you know me, a funny text and a sense of humor also goes a long way. And I think that's what got us all through the height of COVID. I would be remiss not to mention the Monday night crew who makes our meetings run and run and run and run, sometimes past midnight. So that would be Louie's entire team, specifically Mary Ellen, Stacy, Francesca, Paula and Lori from the clerk's office, Mr. City Clerk himself, Anthony Wilson, Chris and Wally from IT, Pat and the whole IT team who somehow still have some of their hair left after working with us to figure out Zoom. And Calvin and his team who make us look pretty for the cameras. So I also have to say a special shout out to Mary Horgan, who in my office keeps all our T's crossed and our I's dotted and really went through it during COVID. And she's been there, whenever I've needed her, even just sometimes to give me a break. And then finally, of course, our council, who have brought this past year some of the hardest topics to the table, and they bring it with the passion of the community behind them and behind every request. And they remind us of the humans that we serve in this city. So thank you for this. Mama, we made it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Naomi. Okay, our next award winner is Robert Stone, Public Works Supervisor, Department of Public Works. Bob has been employed by the Department of Public Works in the Building Division for 26 years. He moved from being a laborer to being a buildings operations supervisor, and over that period has been a stellar employee in his division, department, and in the city. Bob is a decorated U.S. Navy veteran who received the DPW Commissioner's Award in 1999 for outstanding service, and that commitment to service has been his modus operandum throughout his career with the city. He is totally reliable, always respectful to those he is supervising, and understanding to a fault in terms of the amount of work that needs to get done. The city's dependence on the building division as a Department of Public Works to ensure workspaces, conference rooms, bathroom facilities were disinfected and cleaned became beyond what was needed for a profound need during this pandemic. The degree of organization and day and night commitment from our building division was never greater and never more needed. As the on-the-ground manager associated with this work, Bob has been reliable and ever present. He works well with staff in various buildings and always understands it and is truly a humble man. I recently heard one of his staff in the building division say that Bob is a good boss, which is just one of the reasons he is deserving this award. Well, Bob, I've also seen you in action, and I want to say you are a very good boss. I'm so pleased to recognize you today for this award, especially during this incredibly difficult time of COVID. You and your team have been amazing, so congratulations and thank you.
I appreciate that. I'd just like to say that I cannot do my job without all the support I get from my staff, management, and everybody here that helps me out. I would not be able to get things done without the great supervisors that I have working with me throughout the department here, building maintenance, the plumbers, sign shop. And I'd like to thank Paul Lyle and Sherry. They're always pulling to come down and help me. And one other person I really like to thank that I deal with every day is Mary up in payroll. She comes through for me every day. So I'd just like to say thank you for whoever nominated me and for all the support I get from all the people I work with. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, our next winner is Natalie Sullivan, Assistant Purchasing Agent, the Purchasing Department. Natalie began working at the Purchasing Department as an administrative assistant in December 2010 and was promoted to Manager of Construction Procurement in March of 2013 after acting in that position temporarily. In 2016, she became the Assistant Purchasing Agent for Design and Construction. Natalie has proven to be an effective manager, multitasker, and team player who is able and, more importantly, willing to take on responsibilities for serving the public interest above and beyond the duties of her position. Over the years, the department has had gaps when positions were vacant due to retirement, illness, or other leaves. Natalie consistently kept the office running smoothly. She steps up when it's needed in any challenge and works cooperatively with the city departments and serves as a real stakeholder. With department's impacts due to COVID-19, Natalie has been the glue that keeps operations running smoothly in the department, often putting needs for her fellow employees ahead of her own. Natalie is available to the department 24/7, even when ill or on those rare occasions when she tries to take some time off. Natalie sets the bar high when it comes to her professionalism and always doing her best for her co-workers, other city departments, and customers alike, and continues to show her dedication each and every day to the city of Cambridge. Natalie's strong work ethic has always cooperative nature are just a few examples that make her an excellent employee. And for those many reasons, we are happy to congratulate her with an Employee of the Year award. Natalie, congratulations.
Thank you, Louie. I'm extremely honored and grateful to be receiving such an important award. I want to thank Dave Kale, Liz Unger, and all city leadership for being so supportive this past year. I especially want to thank the purchasing department, Isabel, Nancy, Shu, Tommy, and Betsy. It has been a very challenging year for all of us, but we came together as a team and figured out how to support the city during this unusual time. Lastly, I want to thank my family, who has been a huge support for me. And congratulations to all of the outstanding employees.
Thank you, Natalie. Okay, our next winner is Eni Tomeo, Public Information Officer, Public Information Office. Eni was hired as the city's first public information office and is a member of the highly collaborative and quick-moving communications team. Eni has played a critical role in ensuring timely and accurate information is distributed to the public and city employees. She oversees the content of the city's website and was a key stakeholder in the website redesign a few years ago. She managed the weekly employee updates. She produces a comprehensive annual report and 4 citywide publications mailed to all households. And she provides various support and guidance to departments across the organization. Over the course of her career with the city, Eni has demonstrated a deep commitment to her work and to the residents we serve. She views content creation with a critical eye and a communications lens to ensure that it is understandable to its target audience. Like anyone who works in an executive office, many of Eni's daily tasks are not detailed in her job description. She is never shy about sharing her opinion or offering alternative solutions, as I can personally attest to. Additionally, Eni's grateful assistance with her city events, both large and small, as a volunteer and also as a capture photos as these events for the many media issues. There is no doubt that Eni has a passion for her work every day, a commitment of high-quality service to our residents and an unwavering dedication to her colleagues and city's mission. For more than 20 years, Eni has been at the core of the city's communication efforts and has modeled and attributed an outstanding employee. Eni, we've had a long working relationship and many laughs throughout our career. I truly appreciate your dedication and love for your job and for the city. And thank you for your tremendous customer service and all you've done for the city manager's office. It is my honor to give you this award today. Eni?
Thank you so much, Louis. First of all, I want to congratulate all the recipients of the Outstanding Employee Award. I feel very honored to be among you. I was very humbled and grateful to receive this award. I feel so lucky to work here in a city that goes above and beyond providing excellent services to its community. I have the privilege of working with so many dedicated people and departments here in the city, and it's just incredible. But I want to give a special shout out to my hardworking team members in the Public Information Office, Lee Giannetti and Dan Ravello, and also to the fantastic staff in the City Manager's Office, because this has definitely been a really hard year. Well, as Louis mentioned, when I first started here in 1999, no one had been in this position before. So it really gave me a unique opportunity to develop the position from scratch. And that has been a lot of fun. And of course, the demands for communications have grown exponentially since then. So luckily, we have an amazing team in place to deal with that. As I said earlier, this past year has been an incredible challenge for all of us. And I'm so proud of the way that everyone here in my office and throughout the city collaborated and rallied and partnered up to rise up to this challenge and help our community get through this incredibly difficult situation. We really do have some amazing and compassionate people working for this city. And I just want to say that I'm so grateful from the bottom of my heart to be a part of it all. And thank you so much for this award.
Thank you, Eni. Okay, our next award winner is Alice Trafoni, Senior Account Clerk, Police Department. Alice was hired 5 years ago as an account clerk in the Police Department Records Unit. Before being promoted to Senior Account Clerk in 2019, in her time with the department, she has been able to exemplify the qualities that the city seeks in its employees. Her pleasant personality, professional, and dedication are exceptional. Alice has become a trusted and valuable member of the Records Unit. Her duties include maintaining accounts receivable, reconciling deposit records, and billing and receivables. She provides extraordinary customer service to both external and internal customers, always extending warmth and kindness with a great deal of tolerance and respect. Her teamwork and her efforts to the nature of the climate of care concerning civility do not go unrecognized. Despite the overwhelming amount of work that everyone has to do, Alice consistently finds ways to help others throughout the department. During the COVID pandemic, Alice has been instrumental in assisting with the department's efforts to catch up on significant backlog of firearm permits processing, among many other responsibilities. Her willingness to assist without truly being asked is what makes her an exemplary team employee. Alice is a lifelong resident of East Cambridge, and her entire family have been proud neighbors and friends, not only to me, but to the East Cambridge community for many years. You can find Alice and her sisters taking pictures at various events throughout the city, but especially events taken in the East Cambridge area. Alice's pride in the city shows each and every day in her commitment and dedication to both all its residents, but both on and off the job. Alice, congratulations. You're truly a great example of a community leader, and I wanted to just say congratulations and turn it over to you.
Thank you, Louie, and thank everyone who's involved in this ceremony. And I want to congratulate all the other recipients. Your words are too kind, Louie. I am truly honored and humbled by this award. I still can't believe it. And I was so excited when I found out that I was going to be working for the police department. I found out like a week before Christmas or 2 weeks before Christmas. I thought, oh my God, that's the best Christmas gift ever. I do want to thank all my coworkers, my bosses, my family, everyone who supports me, basically. And I do want to thank you, Louie, the city manager, the city manager's department, the mayor, and the city council, especially Timmy, for awarding me this. Thank you so much. I love being a Cambridge resident.
Thank you and thank you and congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Okay, our next award winner, it is Ada Sagaya, Systems Administrator, Department of Human Service Programs. Ada is a true unsung hero in the Department of Human Service Programs. She exemplifies the criteria for outstanding performance. She consistently demonstrates exceptional customer service to her fellow employees in human services and contributes each and every day to our ability to provide effective services to so many Cambridge residents. Ada provides stellar IT support to over 220 full-time and many part-time staff at 26 sites throughout the city. She is responsive, efficient, and knowledgeable and reliable. All the time, then, what we experienced and observed throughout the COVID-19 pandemic was a determination and ability to lift an already amazing level of service to a new height. Human Services was thrust into an overnight need to virtually reach parents, seniors, preschool children, teens, adult learners, families with infants, job seekers, and staff. Ada, with the support of IT, made that happen for the department and continues towards providing all of the HA staff with technical assistance, troubleshooting, and support they need. Human Service staff feel incredibly fortunate to have Ada in their department, and we are lucky to have her as a city employee. She is truly valued and appreciated and treasured by all the co-workers at Human Services. Ada, now more than ever, reaching out to our residents could not have been more important. And through your leadership, Human Services has gone above and beyond what we could have expected. Thank you and congratulations with this award.
Thank you, City Manager, for this recognition. And thank you for all DHSP staff, my family who are here today to cheer me up. It's a great honor to be recognized by my colleagues for my contribution this past year. It's no secret that the pandemic has been challenging in more ways than imaginable. And yet, one thing is absolutely clear to me, how fortunate I am to be surrounded by a dedicated, supportive team that has served as an endless source of motivation, compassion, and personal and professional fulfillment. Allow me to begin celebrating this award by thanking my colleague, John Sullivan, Over the past 6 years, I have worked with John. He has proven to be a very reliable, knowledgeable, supportive, and respectful young man. These qualities have rendered him an indispensable colleague. Thank you, John, for all your support. I'm very lucky to work with you. I began my journey with the city alongside Rafael Morales. If there's one thing I have learned, no task is too small for Rafael. His can-do attitude allows me to accomplish any task. Thank you, Ralph. In my work with ITD as a primary contact, Reina Charles routinely goes out of her way to be extra helpful with any requests that I have. Thank you, Reina. Working side by side throughout the pandemic, Alex Lambert's relentless work ethic has allowed me to accomplish more than I could have ever imagined. Alex, thank you so much for all your support throughout the pandemic and beyond. As you can imagine, network issues have a special way of causing panic. But I can't think of a better moment to thank Kevin Trell and his team from the city, Kevin Keegan and his team from the school's IT department for all the support they have provided me to remedy any issue. Thank you so much, Kevin Trell and Kevin Keegan, for all your help. I want to shout out the whole ITD for their talent and dedications. I wouldn't be able to accomplish much without them. And I would be remiss if I do not acknowledge the valuable contributions of the HSP's admin team. From my boss, Janice Alger's open door policy, Giovanna Alvarez's mastery of fiscal matters, Katy Urquhart, Prina, and Richard Slater's resourcefulness, Phil Dagigliomo and Amy Sue, quick response and attention to detail. The whole admin team forms the solid foundation that makes my work possible. Working for the city, in a sense, has become part of my identity. It's personally fulfilling to be part of a department that offers programs that directly improves the lives of Cambridge residents, many of which my children and I have benefited from. From preschools to community schools, youth centers to the mayor's program, from fuel assistant to summer food program, from Baby U to Council on Aging, multi-service center to community learning center, kids council to workforce development, disabilities commission, and many more. These programs make a difference in people's life, and I'm very proud to be part of this work. I would like to finish by thanking my wonderful family for their love and support. My husband, Ahmed, my sister, Eleni, my kids, Bakri, Adam, Amir, Hannah, who are the driving force in my life. Thank you so much. And congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, and congratulations to you. And believe me, we're very proud to have you as part of our team for the work you do. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, our next winner is Josh Wolf. Josh is data analyst and open data program manager for the IT department. Over the past year, Josh has been instrumental in deploying our COVID-19 data center, which is a model for other cities and towns, and a tool that is used by hundreds of residents each day. Josh has provided technical support to the Cambridge Public Health Department and various departments using data for decision-making during the COVID-19. During his time with the city, Josh has grown to the open data program and matured the program to include data analytics. Josh has played a pivotal role in the city achieving what Work City Silver Level certification last year. To achieve this certification, Josh formed a strong interdepartment collaboration team and engaged outside stakeholders in this process. Additionally, he has led an advanced analytics engagement with Johns Hopkins University to assist in the Department of Public Works on recycling reduction project. Josh has demonstrated exceptional customer service to both internal and external stakeholders. Josh is an incredible responsive request to data, request to advance, and request to participate in local data focus such as hackathons. In March 2020, when the city closed offices due to the pandemic, Josh immediately reached out to staff of my office to offer help with the city whenever he could. Josh has been a true asset to the information department in my office, and I know Lee really appreciates all the assistance you've given us. Josh, you are truly a team player, and I'm happy to present you with this award today. Congratulations. Josh?
Well, thank you, Mr. Manager, and thank you to the City Council. I'm honored and humbled to be here virtually alongside my amazing colleagues, particularly this year when so many Cambridge staff around the city have worked so hard to get our city through this crisis. So in IT, we love our jargon, and one of the terms we sometimes use is technology stack. It's this idea that the website or the data dashboard that the public sees is only the tip of the iceberg, and that beneath the surface are lots of other technologies and systems and people that keep everything running. Well, here in Cambridge, I am reminded every day that the data projects I work on are only possible because of the hard work and expertise of hundreds of other people throughout the city. Our data tools like the Open Data Portal and the COVID Data Center, that work is only possible because of the work of our amazing IT infrastructure team, our GIS team, and our web team. It's only possible because of our IT support staff and our project managers and training staff. And because our IT leadership, Pat McCormick, Eric Belford, and Mike Dugas, along with our office manager, Raina, are constantly working with the city's budget department, finance department, and purchasing department to ensure that we have the resources we need to deliver excellent services to residents and staff. The work is made clearer and more valuable through the guidance of Cambridge's amazing communications experts in Lee Gianetti's office and in departments throughout the city, and through collaboration with the subject matter experts and data providers in departments big and small, everywhere from public health to public safety, assessing to animal commission. Most importantly, our data program and so many other initiatives only exist at all because of the vision, advocacy, and engagement of Cambridge's executive leadership, City Council, and our amazing residents. So I want to thank everyone who has helped to build Cambridge a world-class municipal data program. And lastly, I want to thank my wife, Rachel, for supporting my frequent night and weekend work over the past year, even while she herself was waking up early every day, masking up, and heading off to her school to teach a classroom of first graders how to read. She is without a doubt our family's most outstanding member. So thank you again for this honor. I'm so grateful to be part of the Cambridge team, and I'm so pleased that the data analytics work we do together is being recognized here today.
Thank you very much. Okay, our next three awards, kind of a team effort, but obviously it's individuals, but the efforts that the next three recipients have had an enormous and positive impact on so many members of our community. They have been at the forefront of standing up COVID-19 testing and more recently COVID-19 vaccine sites. They have gone above and beyond the call of duty to keep residents and employees and their families safe. Before I introduce them, I also want to acknowledge the professionalism of all the firefighters that have worked 7 days a week at our 4 testing locations since November of 2020, as well as the commitment to getting our community vaccinated throughout our recent vaccination clinics. This dedication has not gone unnoticed. I have personally witnessed the kindness shown to each and every person being tested and vaccinated, and I have received numerous messages from residents and employees acknowledging the same. The Cambridge Fire Department has played a major role as many departments have, but the fire department has played an incredible role and a major role in making sure that this community is a green community, making sure this community is safe. So I just want to especially recognize all the members of this department for the amazing work. And now we'll start off with our first winner, and that's Raymond Valancourt, Deputy Chief, Fire Department. Appointed as a firefighter paramedic to the Cambridge Fire Department in November 2004, Deputy Chief Valancourt was assigned as a firefighter to Ladder 3 in Lafayette Square. He was promoted to lieutenant in October 2009 and assigned to Engine 3 in East Cambridge. After transferring to Squad 4 in July 20, he was promoted to captain in May 2012 and assigned to Engine 1 at the fire headquarters. Deputy Chief Valancourt returned to Squad War as the captain in September of 2013, where he remained until being promoted to Deputy Chief in charge of the EMS division in 2019. Deputy Chief Valancourt is responsible for the day-to-day oversight of all emergency medical services for the Cambridge Fire Department. He has been a leader of the collaborative efforts of the Cambridge Fire Department, working alongside the Cambridge Public Health Department, the Cambridge Police Department, Pro EMS, and numerous other public and private sector agencies to facilitate best practices as we as a community face and dealt with effects of the COVID-19 coronavirus. Deputy Chief Valancourt has been instrumental in delivering real-time information and assistance to citizens and city employees alike, while ensuring public safety personnel and their families are protected, thus enabling them to remain in the front lines delivering quality service to our residents. Deputy Chief Valancourt has shown true leadership day in and day out and continues to work to ensure Cambridge residents, visitors, students, and employees of the city are able to be tested and protecting themselves against COVID-19. Deputy Chief, congratulations. Can't thank you enough, and please say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager, Madam Mayor, City Councilors, Department Heads, other recipients. I would like to plead guilty to the lesser included charge of doing my job. As the Deputy Chief of EMS, I was stuck with the pandemic, so I couldn't really say no. But I'm here today because a whole bunch of people, including Captain Phillip and Lieutenant Donovan, who were here, and others like Lieutenant Matt Davison and Firefighter Sean Williams and a bunch of other people, stepped up when they could have said no. So they all got a call from me, something to the effect of, all right, I need you to take on this project. I'm not really sure exactly what the project is. I don't know how long it's going to take or how many hours it's going to be a week. You're going to have insufficient and conflicting guidance. You're probably going to have some unfair criticism, and I might change the scope of it at any time. And time after time, these people said, okay, I'm in. And they went to town. They accomplished things I didn't think to ask them to do. They even accomplished some things I had already told the city, the leadership, that, no, that's impossible. There's no way we can do that. And these people went and did it. When we were overwhelmed with demand at one of the testing during the holidays, they blew everything up, and the next week they had a different setup and handled a greater number of people with no lines because they took it personally whenever anybody had to wait. These people were gracious and fantastic through the whole thing. And these are the people who made me look good. So I got this because there's no I in team, but there's a me in management. So I get this thing because everybody else did a fine job. I have to give a shout out to Public Health, Cambridge Police, Pro EMS, Public Works gave us a ton of help, Housing Authority, Human Services, Traffic and Parking. Purchasing Department blew through administrative obstacles to get us what we needed really fast. And so many people stepped up. It's been quite an honor to be part of this all-star pandemic team. So on behalf of all of these folks, I say thank you.
Thank you. Okay, our next key player of this team is Michael Donovan, Fire Lieutenant, Fire Department. Lieutenant Donovan has over 25 years in the fire service business. Appointed to the Situate Fire Department in 1995, Lieutenant Donovan was appointed as a Cambridge Fire paramedic in September of 2001. As a firefighter, he worked at Engine Company 8 and then as on the rescue company. For 5 years until 2018, when he was promoted to fire lieutenant. His assignments have included Squad 4, Engine 1, Engine 3, and his current assignment is Engine Company 4. Lieutenant Donovan was selected by Deputy Chief Valancourt to oversee and direct the COVID-19 vaccine strike force. This complex, time-sensitive operation was crucial to vaccinations not only to fire personnel, but all the public safety personnel and eventually as many residents of the city of Cambridge as vaccine supplies would allow. Since 2021, over 4,500 vaccines have been administered. Chief Mahoney told me that when he contacted by the Boston Globe about the percent of Cambridge fire personnel that had been vaccinated, he reported that the department had vaccinated 87%. The reporter asked him how'd he do it, and the Chief Mahoney told the reporter he didn't. The vaccine strike force did. It provided clear direction, information to the pros and cons of vaccine. Lieutenant Donovan took on the monumental task of leading the fire department's role in COVID testing and vaccinations for Cambridge residents and partnered with the Department of Human Services, the Health Department, Pro EMS, the Police Department, and numerous other agencies and private contributors. I believe that the partnership and serve provided to the community has strengthened the fire department's bond with the members of the city and enlightened our firefighters beyond what they could have achieved without the tireless efforts of Lieutenant Donovan. Lieutenant Donovan, thank you for your dedication to the citizens of Cambridge and for doing all you could to assure that firefighters are vaccinated and safe. I cannot thank you enough, and congratulations, and please say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Manager, elected officials, Mayor Siddiqui, City Council, and department heads, fellow recipients, congratulations as well. When I was informed that I had been nominated and won an award, I immediately shifted my thought, and it reminded me of an Aristotle quote, that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. We were successful in this effort only due to the efforts of many. And I, first and foremost, would like to acknowledge my wife, Christine, my three boys, Brendan, Sean, and Colin. They were definitely left at home a lot. This was long hours by many. And the support I received at home was immense and immeasurable, and for that I'm grateful. The first person I'd like to acknowledge in this is Firefighter Sean Williams. You heard him mentioned earlier. Sean is was the medical officer on the team, a longtime firefighter and registered nurse, a critical care nurse. He's been a flight nurse, a true clinician, one of the finest individuals I've ever worked with. He performed a lot of the research in the information that we sent out to our membership in the police department. And that assisted us greatly in vaccinating as many of our own as we did. Sean, I thank you. Next, we had a leadership team made up of Captain Mark Teedy, Lieutenant Rob McCarthy, and Firefighter Ken Correa, who's also a nurse. Mark did logistics and research. Rob McCarthy did planning and staffing. And Kenny Correa, like I said, also a nurse. He performed our community outreach and gained unbelievable compliance, both in the elderly housing areas that we impacted with the homeless population, and just near the end of our vaccination process, just going door to door and reaching deep into businesses to vaccinate many of our undocumented folks and people that otherwise would not have been vaccinated had we not conducted such aggressive outreach. We worked in tandem with Cambridge Public Health Department. Some tremendous people in that agency that have worked tirelessly throughout this pandemic and deserve our utmost appreciation. The director of our team is led by Dr. Dobertine, the medical director, and Claude Jacob, the chief public health officer. Their support and tireless efforts in this have been amazing, frankly. Two individuals I'd like to highlight, especially that we work with almost daily in our clinics. meetings, off hours, always available to us. Just an unbelievable amount of work that these folks do. Anna Kaplan is the Director of Epidemiology and Data Services. A younger individual, one of the most brilliant people I've ever met. She's wise beyond her years. We joke about that often with her. Another individual, Shamshir Bam, he's a registered nurse, a public health nurse. This gentleman is amazing and a true humanitarian in all that he does. Ironically, he's lost a brother in January to COVID, and just this past weekend lost another sibling and his father, and continues to work at this effort. And it's amazing to thank him for all of his efforts. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Cambridge Side Mall and their hospitality and graciousness. Peter DeVito, Wes Davies, Barry Wilson, these gentlemen opened their doors at the mall, allowed us to set up a clinic and 3 retail spaces. There were days where we saw hundreds of individuals through their clinic. We asked them for everything from construction changes to various equipment needs, and our every need was met immediately. We opened another vaccine clinic at the Reservoir Church on Ringe Ave in North Cambridge. I'd like to acknowledge Steve Watson, the senior pastor, and Tricia Ravis, the executive pastor. They were also equally as hospitable and accommodated our every need. Lastly, we were given unbelievable amounts of resources by both department leadership and city leadership to the point where we had Mayor Siddiqui conducting outreach, knocking doors in the community with us. I've been in this field for 28 years now. I've worked for a few different municipalities, and I have to acknowledge the fact that the place we all get to work, the privilege we have for working for the city is amazing. The resources afforded us throughout this vaccine effort have been truly remarkable, and we've only been successful as a result of the support we received from both above and below. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for all you do. And now the third member of this incredible team effort we're going to recognize is Kenneth Phillip, Fire Captain, Fire Department. Appointed as a firefighter paramedic to the Cambridge Fire Department in November 2009, after completing the Massachusetts Firefighter Academy, he was assigned to Engine 2 in Lafayette Square. He was promoted to lieutenant in January of 2016 and worked on Squad 2, also at Lafayette Square. He was promoted to captain in October 2020, originally assigned to Engine 9, and he is now where he started his career as captain of Engine 2. Captain Phillip is a family and has lengthy ties with fire services. Captain Phillip was selected as the Deputy Chief Valancourt to coordinate all COVID testing operations for Cambridge Fire Department, which he has done since the first testing operation implemented in May of 2020. Since then, Cambridge Fire have administered over 70,000, I'll say 70,000 COVID-19 tests at the Cambridge Side Mall, the Pisani Center, St. John's Church, and numerous other satellite mobile venues. The testing program under his direction has been instrumental in assisting and elevating the fears of thousands of residents, those who work with city staff. Ken's commitment to public service and consistent professional deserve recognition by all. Thank you, Captain. Your work has been incredible. Finally, I want to again acknowledge that because of the work of these 3 dedicated employees, no city or town has had a stronger, more available testing program than the city of Cambridge, and I am really proud to recognize their achievement. And again, thank you for going far beyond what we could have ever imagined. A lot of our numbers reflect the incredible work of a lot of departments, but health and fire have truly stepped beyond what we could have ever imagined. So, Captain, please say a few words, and thank you for all you've done.
Thank you, Mr. Manager and City Council. I'd like to start by thanking Chief Mahoney, Deputy Valancourt, Captain Walsh for trusting me with such an important undertaking. I'd also like to thank my family, who without their support, I wouldn't have been able to do this. They've been by me the whole time. To say this was a team effort is an understatement. It was remarkable, but not surprising, how well different city agencies, both public and private, came together, and just whatever we needed, it was there tenfold. But what was truly amazing to me was the men and women of the testing team who showed up, rain or shine, in the cold and snow and always with a smile on their face. And it was a regular occurrence to see them go above and beyond what they needed to do, whether it was helping an elderly resident set up an email address so she could get her results, or just being there to talk to people that needed someone to talk to. So this award is as much theirs as it is mine, and I'm truly honored to accept it. I'd also like to recognize some of the other team leaders of the testing team, Lieutenant Mello, Lieutenant Capuccio, Lieutenant Popolo, and Captain Mercer, who have been a huge help along the way. I'm truly honored to accept this award. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for all you've done. So that ends the part of our 19 award winners. Again, I think if you heard them all speak, you understand what we talk about when we say Cambridge is a team effort. They will pretty quickly to always thank and support all the team members that have made them help get them this award, and that's really what makes Cambridge a special place. It's the commitment of all our employees. Our employees to provide a service that I feel is second to none, and it was never more needed during this time of COVID. So to the entire Cambridge workforce, you could all be granted this award. We can only do so many, but I can't be prouder to say I'm the city manager in a city that has a group of employees that we have right now. You've made this city the safe city it is with incredible hard work. Your customer service is second to none. And the way you reach out to people who need it the most is also second to none. So thank you. Before we start the Brian Murphy Award, I want to also thank and recognize Councilor Carlone, who's joined us. Thank him for all his support and being here today. And now we're going to turn it over to the Brian Murphy Awards. This is obviously a special award, and I'm just going to say a few words, and then we'll recognize our winners. But it's hard for all of us to believe that 6 years have gone since Brian Murphy passed away, our friend and colleague. Brian served as a Cambridge City Councilor from 2002 to 2009, and as an Assistant City Manager for Community Development from 2011 until his death in 2015. Brian, whether he knew it or not, was an important mentor to many in this city. And to honor Brian, former City Manager Rich Rossi established the annual Brian Murphy Award. We all miss Brian very much. I was lucky to have a working relationship with Brian, but I was even luckier to have a personal relationship with Brian, mostly through Little League. Brian worked tirelessly and passionately at his job, but he also made spending time with his family a priority. From the first time I met Brian, he said, "My commitment to the city will always be there, but I will also balance my commitment to my wife and 2 children." My conversations with Brian's always started with, "How is your family doing?" Especially his children, Molly and Joe. He was so proud of them. However, Brian always found time for everyone. And it is especially proud for me to say that his wife, Kate, his daughter, Molly, and his son, Joe, have truly been supportive of us in this award. And I am pleased and privileged to have Joe on this call today. I've got to coach Joe. I've got to know Joe. And Joe, I can tell you, I know how proud your father is of you right now. You're truly an outstanding gentleman. And I just wanted to say thank you for spending the time with us today. I truly, truly appreciate it. I can't tell you what it means to me. So thank you, and hopefully I'll be seeing you down the field shortly. Thank you, Joe. Although Brian left us too soon, Brian's legacy and his positive impact on our city will live on through the leadership, friendship, and vision he imparted in all of us. This year I am presenting 2 awards, one for 2020 and one for 2021. These awards have demonstrated many of the core values that we admire about Brian: a practical solving approach, great collaboration skills, a passion to engage all segments of our community, a love of the city and its residents, and a willingness to engage in open discussion on difficult and challenging topics. Based on this, I am so pleased to announce our 2 winners. So I'm going to start with the 2020 award. Obviously, with COVID, we weren't allowed to do this, but our first award winner is Dr. Brandville Bard, Police Commissioner, the Police Department. Under his leadership as the Police Commissioner and throughout his time as the Cambridge Police Department, Particularly during COVID-19, Commissioner Bott has demonstrated so many of the characteristics and traits that is prestigious to this award. When the city was conducting a nationwide search for our next police commissioner just 4 years ago, it was clear Commissioner Bott possessed the type of qualities that our community expected in a police commissioner: cultural awareness and sensitivity, a commitment to work with departments, wide equity and inclusiveness, a deep commitment to procedural justice, and visionary, effective, and strong police leadership. In a year in which we have been faced with numerous challenges, those qualities and many more were consistently reinforced and shined through. Commissioner Bott has been one of the most trusted and valued partners during this unprecedented time. He has always been available at a moment's notice, day and night, weekend or weekdays, dedicated and consistent in providing guidance and direction. His leadership has been immensely valuable in helping the city navigate these challenges. He has a unique ability to distill complex issues, collaborate problem, solve and identify and develop effective, equitable solutions. I have leaned on Commissioner Bott and on his intensively during this pandemic, and the Cambridge Police Department has consistently risen to the occasion. His team constantly adapted during the early stages of COVID-19 to ensure the highest level of services and that safety would continue to be delivered despite the high degrees of uncertainty surrounding our region, national, internationally. He quickly implemented an incident command system structure, convened a virtual cross-jurisdiction emergency operations center, and enacted a large number of special orders to ensure responsible, safe protocols were in place for seamless operation. Externally, I appointed an emergency task force and tasked Commissioner Bott and the rest of the group to identify a temporary location to shelter our most vulnerable residents during the public health emergency brought on through the spread of COVID-19. Failure to take immediate action would result in extensive spread of COVID-19 throughout our city's homeless community, thereby essentially guaranteeing a rampant spread throughout the city, first responders, community, hospital and healthcare professionals, and community at large. After quickly identifying 17 possible locations across the city, the War Memorial was determined to be the site. That meant it meets both physical space and activation and requirements needed to the temporary emergency shelter, since that space was always intended to be an emergency shelter and returned to the school department for academic use. Commissioner Bott then reached an agreement with the Spalding Hospital to open a temporary emergency shelter willingness that is still in operational and supporting more than 40 guests today. Additionally, Commissioner Bott has stepped up and put together plans to launch mass distribution sites, support human services with meal distribution sites, and senior outreach, and assist Cambridge Fire at COVID-19 testing and vaccinations. All the while, Commissioner Bott has been in the forefront of thoughtful police reform and shown a genuine willingness to work with the council and our community to reflect the needs of our residents while ensuring their continued safety of the public and our officers. In addition to his openness and receptiveness to meeting the community members about these matters, Commissioner Bott has also been actively involved in working with the City Manager's Task Force to further examine the future of public safety in Cambridge. As a true pillar of the community, I know no one more deserving of the Brian Murphy Award than Commissioner Bott in his commitment to serving, protecting, and improving the lives of others. Commissioner, while you may have never met Brian Murphy, I want you to know that your approach to work, your passion, your commitment towards your family are so similar to him, and I know he would be proud to have you as an award winner in this event. On a personal note, again, I just can't thank you enough for all the support you have given me since you've been here. So it is an honor for me to give you this award and turn it over to Commissioner Bott. Commissioner?
Wow, thank you. I'm extremely grateful and truly unexpecting of receiving this award. I understand what this award means and where its recipients sit in the pantheon of Cambridge. I really must thank the city manager, Louis D. Pasquale, for hiring me, along with Deputy City Manager Lisa Peterson. I mean, it's truly an honor to even be considered to run the best police department in the nation and one of the best cities in the nation. And then to actually get appointed to the position, it was a dream come true. I want to thank my wife, Alicia, for allowing me to uproot the family. I love you. Led by then Mayor E. Denise Simmons, the people of Cambridge were the most welcoming and they made it feel like home here. I mean, the second my foot hit the ground in the city. So I'll always be grateful to her and to all of you for that. For me, this being National Police Week is really significant because I can only accept this award in a shared capacity with each of the women and men of the police department, both sworn and professional staff. As the manager indicated, everybody worked their tails off. We wore a lot of hats and we filled a lot of roles, and I'm really proud of this department. Also, as a city, we do everything collaboratively and as a team, and we share in success. So I feel like I'm also sharing this with all department heads, although I promise to take care of it and raise it like it's my own. So really appreciate it. I'll never have the opportunity to know Brian Murphy, but I certainly know the impact he made. I also know the only way to show that I'm worthy of the Brian Murphy Award is to keep working towards earning it every day. So I promise I'll keep trying to live up to being associated with this award. Thank you. Thank you again. It's truly a blessing, and coming here was the best decision I've made. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I really appreciate it. And I have said this numerous times, but the Commissioner, his command staff, and the men and women of the Cambridge Police Department are second to none. And I can't be more proud of the work they do every day, especially in helping the people who need it the most in this city. We're really about finding services and not about arrest, and that starts at the top and has worked its way to every employee. So to the Cambridge Police Department, my hat's off to you, and thank you for all you're doing. Again, Commissioner, congratulations. Okay, our 2021 winner. And again, we talk about police, and I'm going off script a little, but that's okay. We talk about police and fire, but again, the health department has been beyond what anyone could have imagined during this time. And as I said, often we don't take credit for what happens, and the fact we are a green community, the fact that we're now under 0.25% positivity rate per 100,000 is not an accident. And before I even knew what COVID meant, Claude Jacobs was telling me we need to do this, we need to do that. So, Claude, I just want to say thank you, and now I'm going to read the script that we've got for you. But Claude Jacobs, Chief Public Health Officer of the Cambridge Public Health Department. Claude is the Public Chief Health Officer for the City of Cambridge and has over 20 years of experience in public health. Claude has led the operations of the Cambridge Public Health Department since 2007. He has been an indispensable leader during this past year. During his 14-year tenure, Claude's responsibilities included the oversight of the city's population health initiatives, the preventive and control of communicable disease function, and assuring the access and utilization of healthcare services. Under his leadership, the health department has developed a model in which local government and community partners are improving health. In 2018, the health department became one of the first in the Commonwealth to meet the standards of accreditation through the Public Health Accreditation Board, voluntary designation achieved by the state, tribal, and local territorial health departments nationwide. This designation has been achieved by fewer than 10% of the health departments nationwide. Claude's public health leadership extends beyond the border. For example, Claude is part of the president of the National Association of County and City Health Officials and serves as the PHAB Board of Directors. He is a national recognized leader. His work each day demonstrates his professionalism, expertise, and commitment to improving people's lives and ensuring health and equity and racial justice. Other successes include completing the city's second-wide health assessment, implementing its 5-year community health improvement plan, receiving the Cultural Health Award from the Robert Johnson Foundation, and recently receiving a gold medal for the City Health in Pilot Program for small and mid-sized cities. Demonstrating its effectiveness in improving residents' quality of life over the past few years, I also have developed a deep personal relationship with Claude. Through our one-on-one work as part of the Cambridge Anti-Racism, Equity, and Inclusion Initiative, Claude and I have logged many hours and lunches with each other and learned a lot about each other. And since the beginning of COVID-19, I have logged a minimum of about 20 calls per day, I think, with Claude. During these past 14 months, Claude spearheaded the citywide COVID response efforts as a true partner with multiple other staff and departments, including myself, the Commissioner of Public Health, Fire Department, Police Department, Human Services Special, and many others. As a result of of Claude's strategic leadership in the city has consistently maintained one of the lowest COVID-19 positivity rates amongst the largest municipalities in the state. The city has also established a free, robust COVID-19 program testing that resulted in one of the highest number of tests administered per capita in the Commonwealth within weeks of the pandemic. Claude has also been instrumental in advocating and activating a temporary emergency homeless shelter and overseeing the provisions of the daily COVID-19 updates to the general public. Finally, he managed to launch a neighborhood ambassador program called the Cambridge Community Corps that encouraged residents to adopt safer practices, access testing, and promote vaccines and mitigation to spread the COVID-19 communities. These examples represent only a small piece of Claude's contribution to the city during his tenure in this pandemic, and the city owes you a great deal of debt and gratitude. I am incredibly proud today to be presenting Claude with the Brian Murphy Award, and I know that we only have a few weeks remaining for Claude to be our Chief Public Health Officer. As many of you know, Claude has accepted the position of the Director of the San Antonio Metropolitan Health Districts in Texas. I want to congratulate Claude on his exciting new opportunity. I will miss his leadership, his kindship, and his friendship. Claude, your passion for your work is inspiring, and your advice has been so important and meaningful to me. I know you like to call me coach from time to time, but I want you to know that you have been a coach to all of us. Your deep commitment to the city, the CHA, and our residents, along with an unwavering dedication to your family, reminds me so much of Brian. I want to thank you for your work, thank you for your dedication to the city, and thank you for all you've done to support me during this amazing and difficult pandemic. Claude, you are a true friend and a great partner to our community. Thank you, and please say a few words.
I'd like to thank the city manager, Mayor Siddiqui, and members of the selection committee for this most humbling recognition. Congratulations once again to all of the honorees and my COVID compadres. Your stories, your shared perspectives inspire me each time we have this annual gathering, and I know we didn't have the luxury of doing this last year. Today's gesture, really this random act of kindness by the city manager, is immeasurable in what it means to me both personally and professionally when you consider the turbulent experiences of this past year and the culmination of my service to the city. This was really, and this acknowledgement was made possible because of the incredible support system that I have both at home as well as here in the city and at the Cambridge Health Alliance. I accept this award on behalf of the fabulous team at the nationally accredited Cambridge Public Health Department, but let me just frame the context of the significance of this event. Brian Murphy was really a friend and a colleague. His unexpected death 6 years ago was one of the most traumatic experiences of my professional career. We had a special kinship regarding sports teams. We talked about our kids and our Chi-Town connections. He earned his law degree from the University of Chicago, and I used to live in the Hyde Park neighborhood on the city's south side before leaving the area. Brian was and still is one of the most respected colleagues in the city. His amazing example and legacy as a public servant were an inspiration to me and are to be emulated, which is why this is such a humbling honor to receive this recognition in his memory. Work-life balance, we talk about that, but let me at least acknowledge and share a perspective from our fantastic team at the health department and the resolve of our staff. As you've heard from the CFD, from the Cambridge Fire Department, public health is a team sport, and the credit for our department's accomplishments is not solely mine to receive. At this time, as you've heard from Lieutenant Donovan, our team, our staff is dealing with fatigue, we're dealing with family loss, and the challenges of maintaining our focus in the midst of an ongoing global pandemic. We are grieving with one of our seasoned public health nurses, Shamshir, and just know that due to the loss of 2 family members that occurred this past weekend, our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family at this very difficult time. While it's easy to get discouraged and distracted given the toll this past year, our team's tireless dedication, steadfast commitment, and unwavering resolve to serving the residents has been simply breathtaking. This past week, we celebrated the accomplishments of our nurses nationwide, but yet to quote Joanne Ferrero, one of our public health nurses, it's the entire team at the department that should be also saluted. To that end, I want to publicly thank my COVID leadership team, Shamshir, Nancy, Paula, Anna, Jody, Jose, Sam, Lisa, and Tracy for their support this past year. As I've shared, I could not have done this without you. We should be so proud of our Herculean efforts to protect all those who live, learn, work, play, or pray here in the city. In addition, I'd like to thank our very caring and passionate staff, the clinical staff, for their countless hours that have been spent conducting contact tracing, counseling residents, and staffing vaccination clinics and COVID testing tents. I'd like to thank our outreach and communications and engagement teams for helping to get the word out to residents each day as families deal with the ongoing disruption to their lives. I'd like to thank our preparedness, environmental, and data-driven staff. You've already heard about Anna, our Director of Epi and Data Services. There are others, Sam and Nancy in particular, and really in helping to anchor the science of our work. I'd like to acknowledge our administrative staff who are fielding calls, making copies, packing boxes, and making sure that we have all the necessary supplies in place for each of our vaccination clinics. And lastly, just like you heard from Fire, I'd like to thank our incredible city partners, the City Manager's Office, Cambridge Fire, Police, Pro EMS, Human Services, Public Schools, Public Library, Inspectional Services, Public Works, the mall. The list goes on and on and on. It really takes a village to raise a healthy community. And so to you, I would just say I'm so proud of the work of the department and appreciative of the trust and support of colleagues who have been in the trenches with us from day one. So in the end, our successes as the city's health department have been anchored to the very families, our friends, and functions supported by our community partners. I am so grateful for your unconditional support in making this acknowledgement possible. Like a number of Cambridgians, I have island roots, and I'm very proud of the sacrifices of my parents and ancestors from Haiti. And just to plug, next week, May 18th, is Haitian Flag Day, so wear your red and blue. Remember that. I really want to thank my wife, Nicole, and our 3 children, Alex, Anya, and Max, for their encouragement and support as we prepare to start a new chapter as a family in San Antonio, Texas in the seasons ahead. I got to tell you, I've had the honor of leading a very passionate, skilled, and dedicated team at the health department for the last 14 years. Because of my support system, both at home and at work, I have an even greater appreciation for the resilience and sacrifice of the Cambridge community as we continue to work together to keep one another safe and healthy. Our feat here, as you've heard from the city manager, is really second to none, and it's a testament to the leadership and the resolve of the city. And our efforts have been legendary if you look at the demographic mix and what we've been able to do for the last 16 months. I'm forever thankful for the opportunity to have served for such a great city, and I'll bring the Cambridge way to the Alamo, so let's see how that goes over. Thanks again, Louis, for your coaching advice over the years. Thanks, Assad, for your guidance and mentorship. I'll really miss my team in this place. Be well and be safe. Again, I'll take this back to the department. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, Claude. And Claude has not received his award. Everyone else has. But Claude, I'll track you down over the weekend and we'll make sure you get this award. I know what it means to you. So at this point, I think we've had 21 people recognized. They've done a phenomenal job to make this city the place it is. Can we give everybody a round of applause, and their family, and all the employees in the city in Cambridge? I mean, there is no better place to work or live than the city of Cambridge. I believe that, and I'm so fortunate to be here today as someone who's lived in the city his whole life and now have the opportunity to be here as city manager, and I can't thank all of you enough. I also want to thank the council for joining us today. I want to give a special shout out again to Joe Murphy. I think Joe knows what his father meant to all of us, especially to me and the whole Murphy family. You're special, so thank you for joining us today. 14 months ago, I didn't even know what Zoom was, so the fact that we were able to do this is really nothing that I've done. So I just want to thank Jennifer Matthews from my office for hosting the Zoom event, Chris Gaffney in the IT department for coordinating logistics, Calvin, as always, for doing everything it takes when it comes to putting these events on cable, Connie Tabor for her work in the personnel department, coordinating all the information, Ian. A special thanks to Mary Ellen, who has been working on this nonstop. Besides everything else she does, this would not have happened without her incredible effort. It is a team effort. I'm incredibly fortunate to have an office that all jumps in. Lee G and Eddie also play involved, but the entire city manager's team. Thank you for getting us here today, and I think on that note, I'm going to say, again, we appreciate all the work everybody does. Congratulations for making this city the place it is, and hopefully next year we can do this in person. So thank you very much, everybody. Congratulations, and we'll have a great weekend. Take care.